Hi everyone, this is Krishna Mulakapati. I am working as Assistant Professor in EEE Department, St. Peter's Engineering College. So here in this video, I am going to explain UJT as triggering circuit of SEM. So this is there in Power Electronics course, the first unit. We'll see basic details about UJT. Thereafter, we'll see what are the triggering circuits that are available for SEM. Okay. Let us see the basics of UJT. UJT means unijunction transistor. Unijunction transistor. And when we see its symbol is like this. This is the emitter terminal, and this is base terminal 1, and this is base terminal 2. So this we can easily understand and easily draw from this structure. When you see the structure of UJT, it's a N-type slab. We are taking one N-type slab. This is one N-type slab. I'm calling this N-type slab. Okay, and this side two ohmic contacts. This is one ohmic contact. This is another ohmic contact. This I am calling B2. This I am calling B1. And this side we are connecting one aluminum bar to this N-type slab. N-type slab, and there is one terminal called emitter. Right? This is the structure of UJT. See this is P-type material. I am saying that this is a P-type material, P layer. This is N layer. In between P layer and N layer, we have one junction. This is junction formed between the two different types of layers. And here, this junction is nothing but PN junction. This junction is nothing but PN junction. See, just you convert this structure into symbol very easily. So these two are the ohmic contacts. These two are the ohmic contacts. These two are the ohmic contacts, right? So I am taking these two are ohmic contacts like this and connecting emitter terminal. Like this, you can represent symbol of this UJT. Next, we will see the equivalent circuit of UJT. When we convert this structure into equivalent circuit, then the equivalent circuit is see, it is a PN junction, no? It is a PN junction. That's why I am replacing that junction with one diode like this. So this is my emitter terminal, and this side is B1. This is B1 terminal, and this side is B2 terminal. So this I am just converting this structure into equivalent circuit. This is a PN junction diode form D, then this is B2. So this is the equivalent circuit. Then we'll see the some term called intrinsic standard ratio here, that is eta. Intrinsic standard ratio. We can call this is RB2 resistance. This is RB1 resistance, and we can call this voltage VB1, and this voltage is total voltage that I am calling VBB. That what we are applying across the two bases. Here I am applying some emitter voltage. This is my emitter voltage. So this is the way we can represent in terms of voltages, right? Suppose when we apply KVL to this circuit, KVL to this circuit, suppose I want to find out the voltage drop across this resistance, then VB1 is equal to total voltage VBB, and the voltage that we are going to find across RB1. So RB1 upon total resistance value RB1 plus RB2. RB1 plus RB2. So it's very easy. See, then this what we call intrinsic standard ratio. Intrinsic standard ratio that we are representing with eta, it will be coming like this. When IE is equal to 0, then eta will be RB1 by RB1 plus RB2, right? See, simply we are replacing this RB1 upon RB1 plus RB2 with eta. It is intrinsic value VBB. Means we got voltage drop across B1 in terms of eta and total voltage VBB. Voltage applied across two ohmic contacts. With this, when you apply KVL here, this is the diode voltage drop, right? Then we can write one more equation. VE is equal to VD plus VB1. Then VE can be written in terms of VD plus VB1 is replaced by eta VBB. So this is the equation, very important equation in case of UJT. Here when we see the operation on of UJT, off of the UJT like this, when VE less than VD plus eta VBB, this is called off state of UJT. When VE greater than VD plus eta VBB, this is VBB, then we can say this is on state of UJT. This is a very important one, and this equivalent circuit is very important because this type of circuit that we are going to use in triggering circuits of SCR, which we are discussing continuously after this brief idea about the UJT. This knowledge is required before going to discuss about this triggering circuits. So we need to know symbol and structure and its equivalent circuit. Thereafter, some KVL equation that we are going to apply to equivalent circuit, so that we got one equation. That equation decides whether the UJT is in on condition or off condition. Next we'll see. So we have to remember this one, because this type of circuits that we are going to use in usage of triggering circuits of SCR. Next we'll see the types of triggering circuits of SCR using UJT. We'll see first method. There exist two different methods using resistance triggering circuit, means using only resistance, and the combination of resistance and capacitance is another method, and in that subdivided two methods are there, and half wave RC triggering of SCR, full wave RC triggering of SCR. We'll discuss all three in this video. So first we'll see resistance triggering of SCR. In this we are using resistance parameter is more, and you can able to see that. See, this is my circuit, this is my load, This is my load. Look at this, and voltage across load is V naught, and that I am taking as a notation. Then there is one SCR. There is one SCR that I am connected here, and I am giving supply, AC supply to this. This is my AC supply. Please remember, it is AC supply, it is not DC supply. Then to trigger this, this is the way that I am representing. This is a biasing resistance. This is a biasing resistance. There I am using a diode. This is a diode. Then there is one potentiometer. There is one potentiometer. This is potentiometer R, and thereafter one resistance R minimum. This is I am calling R minimum. Then after that one switch that I am using. This way the resistance triggering of SCR will be there. Look at this. This is a anode terminal, cathode terminal, gate terminal. So as I said, there are three resistances are presented in the circuit. So each one having its own functioning. We'll see first one is R minimum. R minimum is used to limit the gate current. It is used to limit the gate current. And by varying the value of R minimum, automatically the current which is going to the gate terminal is going to be modified. Otherwise, if R minimum is not there means, so we couldn't find how much current is going to be there for gate terminal. So R minimum must be there. R minimum is calculated with this equation, that is R minimum is greater than or equal to V maximum upon IGM. What does it mean? The voltage, maximum voltage upon maximum gate current. So R minimum value, R minimum is designed in such a way that it must be greater than Vm upon IGM. Then only we can able to limit the gate current. Then let us see the RB. Whereas RB is a stabilizing resistance. It is a stabilizing resistance. Stabilizing resistance. See this? Stabilizing resistance means it will provide the constant current values, constant voltage values for the gate terminal. Provides the stable current and stable voltage. Stable current and stable voltage. Okay, and this R minimum, this stabilized resistance is designed in such a way that RB is less than RA plus R minimum, RA plus R minimum, RA plus R minimum into VGM by VM minus VGM. So the design of this stabilizing resistance is based on these factors. So that value must be less than the value after calculating these all parameters together. Then last we will see this R. This R indicates what? It's a potentiometer basically. It's a potentiometer, and by varying the value of potentiometer, the alpha angle, that is the angle which we are going to trigger the SCR being changed with respect to change in potentiometer, means it's going to be change the firing angle, change the firing angle. Change the firing angle alpha. Alpha angle depends, alpha angle of the SCR depends on the variation of this potentiometer. See, and as I said, how this as UJT, how this entire circuit looks like UJT. Let us see that this one diode that I said, this is diode, okay, this is diode, and in our case there is one diode for UJT circuit, UJT equivalent circuit. There is one resistance like this. This is B2 terminal. This is B1 terminal. This is emitter that I said. This is D. Right? Just to compare with that circuit, here it is one diode as same as the UJT, and there is one resistance. Let us take that as a B1, and there is a combination of these two in parallel. See this. These two are in parallel to the diode. This connection means in parallel, means indicating the B2. That's why UJT specially designed to trigger the design to go for the controlling of gate signal of the SCR. So this is one of the circuit. Then operation of how that we are going to give the signal to the gate terminal of the SCR. Look at this. So as we know, this is AC supply. AC supply means it is having alternating quantities. It is having alternating quantities. Whenever the positive half cycle is applying, then what happens? Positive half cycle is applying, current is coming like this and going like this. Okay? And whenever negative supply is applying, it is going to be open. SR is going to be opened. As I said, SR is triggered after giving the gate signal to the SAR only, it is going to be converting even though there existing forward voltage across anode and cathode, means anode more positive than the cathode. Even though that is in the case, that gate signal must be given to that. How? Very simple. Even though it is conducting, there is a flow of current through this. If the switch is closed, then through the diode becoming forward bias, then current is coming like that. The value of current is decided by the R minimum. Okay, like that, R minimum will allow the reasonable amount of gate current through the gate terminal to on the to bring the SCR from its forward blocking state to conducting state during the positive half cycle of the input supply. Means what we have, this is plus, this is minus during the positive half cycle. Then the current is flowing like this. So whatever the supply is there, entire supply is there, that will be available across the load. Because after conducting this SCR, what is the voltage drop across SCR? Voltage drop across SCR will become 0 when it is conducting. Behaves like a short circuit. Behaves like a short circuit. So short circuit means voltage value for across the short circuit is always mentioned in the minimum value 0 value. So entire voltage will be available across the load. Then when the negative half cycle is applied, when the negative half cycle of the supply is applied to SCR circuit, what will happen? Look at this. Now the current tries to move in opposite direction. Current tries to move in opposite direction. Now it will become plus and this become minus. Polarities are going to be reversed. Thereby SR going to be off, bringing back to the forward blocking state from its on state. Means whatever the current, anode current flowing through the device always coming back and below the value of holding current, so that the SCR is going to be opened. If SCR is going to be opened, what happens? Entire voltage, whatever applying across the circuit, what are we applying across the circuit will be available across the device. This is VT that I am calling, this is V0. We'll see them the waveforms also for this circuit. So have you taken all these things? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we'll see the waveforms based on the operation. On state of SCR, off state of SCR. Right, we'll see the waveforms. So first we'll draw This is omega t because it is a alternating quantity. Then first we will draw input supply, alternating quantity, then output voltage, omega t, output voltage based on the alpha values. Take the alpha values. So drawing waveform is a big task. Please do practice, then only you will get the uh, good waveforms with your hand. So practice makes one perfect. It works good here while drawing the waveforms. Look at this. Like this, we have to draw the vertical lines upon the remaining portion of the waveforms. This way. Then first of all, I am taking this is my input supply. I am calling this as a BS, alternating quantity. Whenever the SCR is conducting, the voltage across SCR will be 0 because it is acting as a short circuit. Due to the short circuit nature of SCR, the entire voltage what we are applied is going to be appearing across the load. So after alpha values, that alpha only decided by the this potentiometer, after giving that alpha only is going to be fired on. Then only this going to be short circuited, allow the current to flow, entire voltage available across the load. Then next I am taking V naught value. After alpha value only that I am getting output like this. Okay. Then negative half cycle comes, there is no output because it is going to be open circuited. During the negative half cycle, what happened is it is getting whatever the applied voltage is there, that it will be available across the SCR. You will see that later on. So during the negative half cycle, there is no output voltage. The entire input voltage is available across the device. And after for the second half cycle also, after giving alpha, then only we are getting the output value. Like this, we are getting the output using the resistance triggering of SCR. And when we see this next diagram, that is voltage across thyristor. It is very clear. We are discussing about this circuit. In this circuit, there are existing three voltages. One is input voltage, another one is output voltage, then thyristor device voltage. So when you apply KVL to this, when you apply it is a series circuit, when you apply KVL to this, automatically you get the waveforms, right? Next, this portion is also 0. Then we are drawing thyristor voltage here. So to draw the thyristor voltage, this portion, whatever the clipped portion is there in output voltage, then it's very easy to understand here. Look at this. When you apply KVL to this, Vs equal to V0 plus Vt. Very simple. Vs equal to V0 plus Vt. Suppose input voltage 10 volt applied. After alpha, thyristor is on. After alpha, thyristor is on. Before alpha, what happened is around 2 voltage of drop. For example, that I am taking exactly not. Exactly 2 volts drop might not be there across the thyristor. Just for example purpose, I am telling this. So suppose 2 volt drop is there across the thyristor before alpha, before fired on. The remaining portion after fired on, what happened is remaining 8 volt is available across the load. Like that, what happened is this portion is clipped off, and means this is the 8 voltage of 8 voltage available across the load. What about the remaining 2 volt? The remaining 2 volt is here. Whatever the clipped portion in the input voltage, when we see the output, the remaining portion coming here, and during this portion there is no voltage across thyristor because it is acting as a short circuit. During negative half cycle, what happened? During negative half cycle, same negative voltage that I am applying, But what happened here is our V naught is going to be 0. V naught is going to be 0 and output is having same negative voltage. Same voltage. Reverse polarity voltage. Reverse voltage is available across the device. Then again positive side the 2 volt. Then 0. Then negative value. Like this. So this is the waveforms for RC triggering of SCR, and this is one of the important experiment that we had in power electronics syllabus, power electronics lab syllabus also. It's very easy to do the experiment. So once you know this basic knowledge, you can apply this basic knowledge while doing the experiments in the power electronics lab. Okay. Next we will see other type of triggering circuit using UJT. So that is UJT as triggering circuit with the RC triggering circuit of SCR. Next we will see RC triggering of SCR. RC triggering, first we will draw the basic circuit diagram. So in the basic circuit diagram, so same circuit diagram, but we are going to inserting this capacitance in the circuit. Okay, let us see that. First we will see load. This is my load, and load voltage is V0. Load voltage is V0. This is my load, right? This side is supply. Same AC supply that I am applying. AC supply. Then this is my RC circuit. This is my RC circuit. This is voltage across VC. Sorry, capacitance, that is VC. This is my potential meter. I am using this resistance as a potential meter. Then I am connecting one SCR over here. This is my SCR. This is my gate signal. This is the anode, cathode. Okay. You have to take the circuit design as same as how I am drawing here. So then only you can understand very easily. First I draw this load, then I am connecting either sides of the load. That is first. This AC supply I am taking, then the RC circuit. In parallel I am taking one SCR. Then this is my gate terminal, SCR gate terminal. Then I am connecting like this. This is my one diode. I can call this one is D1, and there is one biasing diode here. For biasing diode, this is D. This is the circuit what we call half wave RC triggering of SCR. There I said two types of RC triggering of triggering circuits of SCR there. So there is one half wave RC triggering circuit. So this is half wave triggering circuit, and look at this. When you apply positive half cycle, negative half cycle, it decides the operation of this SCR. I am calling this is voltage across VT, like this. Voltage across VT. Just you take this diagram as a series circuit. Series circuit means formation with the help of AC supply, load, then SCR. This whole circuit is for giving the triggering pulse to the gate terminal of the SCR. This whole design is made for to produce the signal to drive the gate terminal and to give the supply to the gate terminal of the SCR. Right? We'll see that. First of all, if you apply positive half cycle over here. So this is my alternating quantity AC supply. First I am applying this one. Then what happened? Current is coming like this. Current is coming like this and going this way also. So this has to become like this. But after giving alpha. Okay. See this. What is the purpose of using this potentiometer? Potentiometer, we already discussed about the functioning of potentiometer, that it's going to be providing different firing angles to the SCR, means by providing the different gate currents. So based on the gate current value, the angle of the firing is going to be changed, right? So potentiometer used to provide in the variable angles, variable firing angles. Please remember that, right? Thereafter, what happens if the current is coming like this? It's going to be charged like plus polarity and minus polarity. Plus will be there in upper plate and negative is there on lower plate. Then what happens here in this case? The current is coming like this. Afterwards, then it is driving the current to this one D1 discharging current. What I am calling a discharging current. If it is going to be discharged after the charging period, then immediately current is coming out like that from positive terminal of the capacitance, and it is given to diode and given to the gate terminal of the SCR. On the polarity, shall we get different polarities as same as charging and discharging? Uh, what is that? Same polarities, I think, because based on the property of capacitance, what is the property? It doesn't allow the sudden change in voltage. It doesn't allow the sudden change in voltage based on that. So we have the same polarities, but the direction of current is going to be changing. Initially, whenever the capacitor is charging, the current direction towards downwards. But what happens in case of discharging? Current is in opposite direction. So see that it allows the change in current capacitor, but doesn't allow the change in polarities, means change in voltage. Please remember this is the basic knowledge about the capacitance. Then this is going to be providing the gate current like this. If we apply negative voltage, negative pulse to the this one, then what happens? Immediately polarity is being changed. Is going to be plus, is going to be minus. Very simple. Now the direction of current will be, the direction of current will be, the direction of current will be like this. Current is coming like this. It's going to be charged and it's going to be providing the path like this. Why? Because it is a short circuit path. It is having resistance value. Means there is some opposition. Opposition is there. That's why that current won't goes through the resistance. This is going to be eliminated over here. During the negative half cycle, we do not consider any potentiometer there because this diode providing the shortest path for the current, thereby whatever the current is entering into the capacitor will flow through diode D2. That's why it is providing the bypass to the charging current of the capacitor during the negative half cycle applying to the circuit. Okay, so please remember this very carefully. So during negative half cycle, that I am saying. Right. Next we'll see waveforms. How does that output current, output voltage across the device and the input voltage are available. This is my R. Okay. Next we'll draw characteristics. Waveforms over here. I'm taking waveforms here. Right. This is my x-axis. Omega t. I'm extending towards this side, left side, because I want to take one more negative pulse before this value. This I am calling minus pi by 2, right? During this period. Then like this. Okay. Then this I am calling my input. And after alpha only, it's going to be increasing. During negative half cycle, what happened? During negative half cycle, charging in reverse direction. Capacitor charging in reverse direction. I'm taking here itself only DC voltage for the gate signal. DC voltage for the gate signal. This is I am calling VG. VG voltage. During negative half cycle, it is charged in reverse direction. Thereby, we are getting current like this, voltage like this across the capacitor. Thereafter, what happened is it's going to be increasing like this. then coming to 0, then coming to 0, here it's coming to 0, then it's going to be charged in reverse direction again and providing like this. This is VC, voltage across capacitor, charging voltage. Then we'll see another output, another characters, another waveform, that is voltage across load. We'll see the voltage across load. Just you draw the vertical lines from this point, vertical lines from this point, like this. Simple, it is very simple when you draw the vertical lines towards to the remaining portion, and you can able to draw this one. During this, there is no output voltage, thereby we are getting this portion output voltage. This is my output value that I am getting because this is the alpha value. Here in this case, alpha varying from, in this diagram, alpha varying from 0 to 180 degrees, but in case of R triggering circuit of SCR, it is varying from 0 to 90 degrees. R triggering is a competitive bit that was given in some other competitive exam, local exam. So what is the alpha angle in R triggering circuit of SCR? This was a question given in previous question papers of some competitive exams, and in that case we have some options like 0 to 90 degrees, 0 to 180 degrees, 0 to 270, 0 to 360, like that. So we have to pick up based on the circuit that they asked. So means what? If it is a R triggering circuit of SCR, alpha varying from 0 to 90 degrees. If it is RC circuit, then immediately go for the 0 to 180 degrees. So this knowledge is required when before going for different competitive exams, right? So after completing the BTech, you are going to write the competitive exams to get the government jobs. Particularly, it is very need for the electrical engineering. Right? We'll see next. This is my output voltage. Next, I am drawing voltage across thyristor. Voltage across thyristor. Remaining portion, what is not covered in the output voltage will be available across this. Very simple. Like this. Then this portion like this. This is the voltage across thyristor. So in this way, we can analyze the RC triggering, what we call half wave triggering circuit of SCR. We'll see the full wave triggering circuit of SCR after this. Okay. The next one is full wave RC triggering circuit of SCR. Okay. Next we'll see RC triggering circuit of SCR. This is full wave RC triggering circuit of SCR. Unlike half wave RC triggering. Look at this. There is one bridge circuit which is used to convert the AC supply into DC supply. There we are taking directly that AC supply, and this bridge is going to be providing good output in terms of DC values. This is my VD indicates the DC available to the rest of the circuit. So from this I am connecting one circuit. This is a common circuit. When we see remaining circuits, this is my voltage across thyristor, and this is a load. Voltage across load is V0. This is my RC, and this is I'm using as a potentiometer, right? And charging, discharging. Look at this. It's very easy to understand. So first of all, this AC supply is converted into DC supply. Look at this in the waveform. This is my AC supply, right? This is my AC supply. AC supply is converted into DC values. So full wave, this negative voltage, negative value is also converted into upper portion or positive side. How? Look at this. Very simple. So this operation of bridge circuit rectifier is very easy to understand. See this, during positive half cycle what happened? Let us say this is plus, this is A, this is B. Positive half cycle, this will become plus, this will become minus. Okay. Then current is leaving from positive terminal and entering into this node. And it is trying to move two ways because it is a node point. So when we see this direction, downward direction, it is become reverse bias, and D4 become reverse bias and gets opened, and current has to flow through this D1 only because it is forward bias, and entering into this node again it's going to be reverse bias because it is connected, cathode is connected over here, then it is entering into load, then flowing like this, and this capacitor is going to be charged. Capacitor is going to be charged, thereby you can see the capacitor charging. This is I am calling VC. Okay. After some duration, whenever the capacitor voltage greater than the supply voltage, whenever VC greater than Vs, automatically capacitor starts to discharging. During that condition, what happened? The current is coming out like this. Current is coming out like this. Okay. Then this SCR is going to be short circuited, going to be conducting, having the output voltage. Means during this portion we are having the output voltage. Right. Next we'll see negative half cycle applying. During negative half cycle applied, what happened? Current is coming out like this. Now B is more positive as compared to A. This is minus. Then current is coming like this. Current is coming like this, entering into this node, entering into this node. Again D2 going to be reverse bias and D3 forward bias. Again this is a node point. This is going to be open circuited because it is a reverse bias content. Then entering into load again. Okay, like that what happened? The current is entering in the load in the same direction as same as the positive supply, positive half cycle is applied to the circuit. That's why we are getting the output side like this VD. Even though the given supply is a negative half cycle, we are getting the positive side. So like that we are getting the output of the bridge rectifier in this manner. Thereafter capacitor is going to be giving the outputs like this, and we can say this is V0, this is VT. Please see this. So this portion is nothing but alpha. The center portion is nothing but alpha. Means during this alpha doesn't conduct, SCR is not conducting. Thereby, the most of the voltage applied is available across the thyristor, and whereas after SCR comes to conduction state, allow the current to flow immediately. This alpha values during this period, capacitor discharges, and immediately we are getting output voltage like this for every pulse. So this is the way the SCR is going to be triggered using UJT, unijunction transistor, with the different methods. Using R triggering circuit of SCR and RC triggering circuit of SCR. In that RC triggering, we are seeing the two types: half wave triggering circuit of SCR, full wave RC triggering of SCR. Okay, this and we'll see some other applications are there in UJT, but especially this UJT is specially designed for SCR because design gate current providing by UJT circuit is very easy as compared to remaining controlling circuits that producing the gate current to the SCR. So thank you very much.